What's up guys, it's Shananigans. I'm over here just trying to be a way too relatable artist and decided to get some nice cheap art supplies to review for you guys. So I got this 50 pack of assorted all-purpose brushes from Michael's Arts and Crafts store. There's a lot of variety and it was $8, so I got that. I also got this Loft Pearlescent Watercolor pan set because I wanted to try pearlescent watercolors but didn't want to spend a lot of money. So let's just jump right on into the video. I'm pretty new to watercolor, so this little guide is, it's definitely helpful, but I learn better by doing than reading, so just gonna throw that out of the way. And open this guy up. So just completely white on the back. There are 28 colors. It's kind of hard to open. Oh, that sounded bad. Did I break it? Nope, didn't break it. Okay, cool. There's one of these like classic, normally terrible brushes, which I know I just picked it up by the bristles, it wasn't good. So it was just taped in. Just kind of looks like this. And I know, oh, it's broken. Do we see this? No, of course you don't, because I can't focus. Let's focus. Alright, so now that I'm finally in focus, so the brush is kind of broken, or like it sort of cracked and it's bent out like this. Like what is... Yeah, like I could probably snap this pretty easily, so that's cool, Artist Loft, you know, just give me a crappy brush and also make sure that it's already pre-broken for my convenience. How nice. Apart from the brush, I feel like I still have to try it since it came with this set. So I'm going to attempt to swatch some of these colors with this brush, and ultimately whenever I find out it's terrible, I'm going to switch to the new pack of brushes I got. So I'm just going to get all that stuff set up and come right back. As I started swatching out these paint colors, I used this delightful brush they included in this set for me. And the first color I put down decided it didn't want to be opaque nearly at all. And I wanted to blame the brush because I truly believed that at this point, it was the brush's fault. Alright, this brush is already losing hairs. So I think it's just time. I think it's just time to, yep, honestly, that wasn't even that hard to break. So we're just gonna put that to the side in the garbage and break open this pack of guys. So just tear into this. Strength. I'm strong. I can open this. Ugh. Okay. Does anyone else hate when you're opening a cardboard package like this and you get this? It's just separated cardboard. It doesn't actually open. Is it just me? Am I the only person that happens to? Alright guys, so I'm just going to use one of these white flat tack-on brushes for this, and this, there's a fiber that was just sort of stuck. Okay, well, I know what I spent for this. It wasn't a lot of money, I shouldn't expect too much. Let's swatch another color. As I started to swatch more of these colors, I realized it was not the brush that I was using before, but just the colors themselves. They're not very opaque. They're really light coverage, very pastel. There's a few colors that surprised me with their pigment, like this blue color and the green color that I put down next. They're pretty nice. The green color kind of messed up by adding way too much water. But I will say that's user error. That's nothing against these paints. But most of the paint still ended up being very, very light, and I could not get any more pigment to go down, even when, you'll see later, I start trying to layer up that blue that I did, and it just will not get darker. Like, that's about as dark as it's gonna get right there, and there's just no hope in layering that. So the next thing I tried to do was blend two colors together, so I just picked a red and orange color, and they blended pretty well together. I mean, you can definitely still see there's sort of a line between them, but I was really impressed with how these worked out. So because of that, I tried to do two colors that weren't very close together, so this blue and pink, and they didn't really blend the same. I mean, it's pretty streaky and just kind of awkward. It doesn't really look purple in the middle, which I was kind of expecting, so that was kind of a disappointment, but the red and orange really impressed me, and their pigmentation was really nice. So the last test I wanted to try was mixing colors, so I just took another blue and pink from the set, mixed them together to make a purple, and I will say, making new colors with set, really easy to do, works really well. I got a nice purple color and was very impressed with that. So then I took a green and a gold color, which in retrospect, I don't know what I was expecting. Didn't think I'd get a great color, but I got this pea green sort of color, and mixing colors worked really well. Alright guys, so I have my water ready, a paper towel. I got 2 new brushes, a flat one and a round top one. It's just a basic canvas panel, and it's also by Master's Touch because art supplies are expensive. So, yeah. And I have my paints, so I think I'm gonna attempt to do maybe a landscape. Like, I've kind of just been wanting to do one of those pieces where it's like the sky, and there's like a mountain range, and then like a lake that reflects the sky. Or something like that, some body of water. So, yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do today. As I was working on this piece, I just tried to blend the first 2 blue colors together, and it worked pretty well, but as I started adding the pinks and orange, it just got kind of chalky and blotchy and weird, and it wasn't getting any better. Once I started adding in that mountain range into this piece, it also didn't get any better because the darkest color in the set just wasn't dark enough to actually make a mountain. This worked really well when I was adding the mountains into the lake because it didn't need to be as opaque. But then as I added colors on top of the mountain range that I added into the lake, it just got more blotchy and weird and just kind of messed up the central focal point of the piece and was very frustrating to work with. Alright guys, so here's the piece I've been working on, and I'm just calling it done, even though it doesn't really look finished because it's not great. So some of the paint's starting to like peel the canvas off, which, I mean, it shouldn't be. So that's getting frustrating. The paints aren't blending super well together, which, I mean, is a little frustrating also for the sky, but I guess I get a nice gradient of pinks and oranges. Mountains aren't very dark because the darkest color in here isn't very dark, and I don't know, it's not, I mean, if we scoot down this, the lake turned out very not great. I definitely struggled around this middle area, you know, one of the most important central focal points of the piece, and just could not recover it. But what I can say after this experience is I don't have an opinion on pearlescent paints because I didn't get to try them. These look pearlescent, but they're not on paper. So I didn't even get to test the entire plan that I had of what these paints are supposed to be used for. So one day I might get pearlescent paints from a different brand that actually look pearlescent. But until then, I'm just kind of stuck with this $5 kind of not the best quality pan of paints. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm sorry if this video wasn't exactly what you wanted it to be, but these paints weren't what I wanted them to be, so I guess we can both be disappointed. All of the products I used I'll link in the description below, so if you're somewhat inclined ever to get this palette or any of these papers or brushes, I'll let you know. I will say, of this video, these brushes, definitely, I'm a big fan. They did what I needed them to. Alright, so as I'm cleaning up here, guys, I'm gonna need to eat my words a little bit, like I've been saying for this whole video. So I've been saying how these don't look pearlescent on paper. Well, they do. Now that I'm cleaning things up and moving things around, they do shimmer in the light. So, alright, I gotta eat my words a little bit. They're still difficult paints to work with, so I still don't know that I can recommend them. But they are pearlescent, so I guess I gotta try out pearlescent paints. But my opinion so far, I'm just not impressed with these. Alright, I'm gonna go. See you in the next video, guys. Bye! Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.